Almost everybody that calls us and that we talk to says that they read our reviews, and that was one of the main things that impacted their decision to call us. And so they're critically important. And a lot of people have a hard time asking for reviews. So I just want to give you some tips and tricks that I've learned over the years of asking for reviews. First of all, when's the best time to ask? I think the best time to ask for a review is when you're leaving somebody's house, like on the last day after the project's done. For us, it's remodeling. So when we roll up our drop cloths, when we're done cleaning and we're walking out the front door, maybe we're taking the last check, that is the point when the homeowner is the most excited. They've got this project that's finally finished. It looks great. It's all clean. They're finally getting everyone out of their house and they're ready to move on with their lives. So that's like the highest point of the remodeling experience for them. So that's when I ask for the review. And I like to ask in person. So I just say, hey, we enjoyed doing this project for you. We think it turned out really great. Is there any last things that you see that need to be done? If they say no, everything looks great, then I just say, would you mind just leaving us a review so that other people can get an idea of what it's like to work with us? And everybody says yes 100% of the time. Nobody's going to say no. And if they're a problem customer or they didn't have that good of an experience, you don't have to ask them for a review. But hopefully you're providing a great service and they really enjoy the experience and they would leave a good review. So just ask them in person, get them to say yes. They don't have to do it right then and there, but get them to say yes. And then wait a week. Or, I guess you'll have to send them the link. If you see here, see if it'll show me. Okay, get more reviews. It's on the homepage of this Google My Business dashboard. Share review form. You click on that. It's going to give you this link and you can share it via email. You can copy it. What I do is copy it and I put it in a text message. So I'll ask them for the review. They'll say yes. I'll say, excellent. I will send you the link to leave a review through text message or email. You click on the link. It's going to take you directly. So here's what happens if they click on the link. It's going to take them directly to your listing. It's going to open up the review box and it's going to ask them how many stars. It'll ask them to click on these things. And it's good to explain this to them, especially if they might not be super tech savvy. Explain to them that I'm going to send you a text with this link in it. You click on the link. It's going to open up the box to put the review. Click on how many stars you want to select. Click on whatever buttons are relevant, and then just type in a quick review about, mention what we did for you, who was there, where we are, like whatever you want people to read about. And they can even upload pictures. So explain to them how that process is going to go. And then when you leave their house, get in your truck or van or whatever, send them the review link right then and there. And half the time I'd say people will just do the review right away, or they'll say, oh, I'll do this in the next 2 days or whatever. The other half of the time people don't do it. And so I'll just put it on my calendar 1 week later, just text them or email them and just remind them to fill out the review. Hey, you mentioned that you wouldn't mind leaving a review. I haven't seen one come through. Would you mind doing that today? And just ask them. And if they still don't do it, wait another week, 2 weeks, whatever, and ask them again. And I will keep asking until they do it. Sometimes it takes like 4 or 5 times, but I know how valuable that review is to us. That review, once it's there, especially the good ones, that review will convert multiple customers over the next few years, and maybe even like the next 10 or 20 years even. So down the line, that review that was maybe a little uncomfortable to get is worth thousands or tens of thousands or maybe even hundreds of thousands of dollars to your business. So it's worth the trouble of getting. And like I said earlier, so many people like everybody that calls us reads our reviews first. That's just how you do online shopping. Uh, it's 2021. People these days trust reviews more than they trust their own family. And people are always like, what? I don't believe that. But just think about it for a second. If grandma says, hey, I tried this Mexican restaurant, it was really, really good. You have to try it. And then you went online and you read their reviews, and the reviews said, oh, they served me rotten chicken, and the people in the back were, horsing around, and I saw a drug deal go down in the parking lot, and this and that and this and that, you might think twice about going to that restaurant. Even though grandma had a good experience, if a ton of people online are writing about how sick they got from the food, probably not going to go there. At least I'm not going to. So getting good reviews is important. And if you get a bad review, if you get a 1-star review, someone's super unhappy, do everything you can to get a hold of that person and try to make the experience good for them. If you can get somebody to change their review from a 1 to a 5 stars, that's even more impactful. And even if they don't change, you're able to reply to these reviews. So if someone leaves a horrible review and you leave a really professional response that makes it clear that you're willing to do whatever it takes to remedy the situation and to turn their negative experience into a positive experience, it's going to reflect positively on you, and people are going to think, huh, these people really care. They're willing to take the time to address this person that was obviously unhappy. That's the kind of company that I want to work with. So reviews, super, super important. Can't stress that enough.